probably not a whole lot of light getting picked up on the video here, but I just wanted to record a little something before I actually get to the race. It's about 5:45 in the morning. My race, the 50K, starts at 7, and I am definitely feeling nervous. Obviously, with my brother taking his life, that kind of affected things, but I didn't train properly before that even happened. But it is very important to me to finish this race because this is the first of many races that I'm dedicating to my brother, and suicide prevention and postvention. So I need to finish it, and it's going to be real tough, and it's going to hurt. And I'm just kind of recording this to say that out loud to remind myself, so when it really starts hurting, I can really dig deep. Anyway, let's get to the race. All right, figured I'd touch in real quick. Just left the second aid station, so about 7.1 miles, so roughly 25% done. Feeling okay. Lungs, heart, all that stuff feels good. The feet are getting a little bit rough. Had to put some Leukotape on, and the knees are hurting, but hopefully it's nothing too crazy. Nothing that some ibuprofen and a little bit of resilience can't help me push through. But yeah, we'll see. It looks like I'm definitely one of the last ones back of the pack. As long as I finish, that's all good to me. So keep on plotting away. All right, so figured I would just touch in, wrapping up the first lap. Currently at 12.33 miles, 3 hours and 19 minutes. So shouldn't be a problem to get done within the 5 hours, unless something absolutely bananas happens, like a crazy injury. But yeah, the knees are killing me. I'm struggling to maintain anything other than hiking. When I trot, it just, yeah, the knees are hurting. So anyway, I'm munching on ibuprofen, and about half of the vertical gain is done. Just kind of a little bit right there, but basically ease the way down back to the starting line and commence the second lap. So it's going to be a struggle session, but I mean, ultimately, not too bad. I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of Leukotape on my feet. I got a couple little hot spots just to hopefully prevent the blisters. But, once I get done with this first lap, I should be good to hike the rest of it if I need to. And I'm going to try to, keep a decent pace, but this knee pain is, it's going to be sidelining me for the couple of days after the race. But anyway, I should get back to it. So we're on the second lap here, a little ways into it, 16 and a half miles, 4 hours and 40 minutes, which, funny enough, is actually my previous best for 15 mile, but I did the half simulation. So I do have a video of that that was backlogged. I have a couple of videos that I didn't post, obviously, with my brother taking his life. That kind of felt important and felt a little gross to be posting videos So again, as I said, the entire focus of the channel is going to be changing to suicide prevention and postvention. And this race is my first race in honor of my brother Matthew, and just kind of wetting my beak with what I'm going to be able to do to kind of start raising funds for a worthwhile cause that unfortunately nobody really wants to talk about until they're affected by it. So just a little assessment back on as far as the topic of this ultra race. Again, a little over halfway. The knees, right hip especially, for both hips, and my arch really giving me trouble here. So thankfully I've got a few miles of relatively flat ground, and I've got a little over 10 hours to finish the second lap. So I've got all the time, there's no rush. I can hike it, I can take my time, and that's good, because I will finish this thing. And that was something that I was a little bit nervous about at first, but ultimately they give you enough time on this particular one where, you know, you really, for the first lap, you got to be jogging a little bit to make sure you get that cutoff time. But other than that, once you get that first lap done, it's pretty much clear sailing, just to kind of relax the rest of the way. So I'll get to it, see if I can sprinkle some jogging in here too. All right, so we're climbing. Figured a little touch in, check in. We're at 25.71 miles, 7 hours 43 minutes, and I'm doing good, you know, all things considered. Gonna finish pending anything crazy, and yeah, also never had more knee and hip pain, foot pain, all that good stuff. So yeah, this has been something, but yeah, pretty good, a little fun. I mean, everybody's real cool. Ended up pacing with this one for a little bit, good conversation. So I mean, all things considered, you know, some cool people that like suffering and punishing themselves in this way. And I've only got, you know, about 5-6 miles left, and then I will be done, and I can kick my feet up and have them go completely stiff on me, all the good stuff. But I think just given I got a little space, you know, I'm one of the kind of back of the pack, probably not going to get past at this point. So just wanted to point out and talk about kind of the reason why I think hiking, one of the reasons. I've already talked a little bit in other videos, and we'll dive more into as I increase my understanding of the neurochemistry involved in hiking. But the progression from somebody who's, you know, inactive, highly depressed, unable to get themselves to do what they need to do, and moving from that space to completing an ultra marathon is something I think can really help people that are in the grips of it, because again, that was me. This has been my progression over several years' time, going from a 2-pack-a-day smoker, quitting cigarettes, hiking short little trails, gradually getting bigger, more vertical, and then starting to run, and then moving into an actual ultra marathon. So just figured I'd note that as far as a sort of a path I see I can work for people that are in the grips of depression, and it's something that I would like to personally do. I think walking and talking to somebody, you know, helping them process what it is that ails them as they're moving their eyes laterally, as they're producing the acetylcholine, as we're getting different dopamine pushes, norepinephrine getting created, and of course as we're gassing out, getting tired, hungry, and thirsty, all those things. It all creates a much better therapeutic environment from my perspective than sitting in a chair in a doctor's office. But I could go on and on. Probably should stick a little bit to the focus of this race. So instead of rambling, I'm going to keep pushing, and we'll get some more thoughts here a little bit later when we wrap things up. Oh my God, I can't run fast at all. Holy cow.
Another 50K finishing off the day with the film crew. Great work.
All right, so race is over. I just kind of wanted to wrap things up. If I can get past that. It'd be sweet looking with the sunset right now. I just wanted to kind of give some final thoughts. I'll put up some of the stats. I don't remember my total finish time. It was like 9 hours and something, so not particularly fast, but I finished. I've got some pretty excruciating pain in my knees. Hips don't feel good, feet don't feel good, but ultimately, as you can tell, I'm still moving, I'm still walking. So I think, you know, I probably could have pushed myself a little bit harder, but the main thing I wanted to do was finish and not be crippled afterwards. So I think mission accomplished. So it feels good, but now it's kind of hitting me that I don't get to share this with Matt. And so it's really the main thing that I wanted to end this with is, you know, a lot of people, I thought that me and my family had that I think I just want to kind of end things on from, you know, the suicide prevention and post-vention standpoint. Because a lot of people talk about, you know, when you're feeling low, reach out to somebody you haven't heard from in a while. But really, we need to just reach out to each other proactively. We need to just be nicer to people in general. Because the reality is that life is hard. There's a lot of pain. And if we all take take some time and reflect, we can see that we've caused other people unnecessary pain, and you don't know what someone's going through by looking at them or even just based on what they say. So I think as much pain as I'm in physically right now, the big key reminder is to minimize pain in general moving forward. So that's what this charity that I'm going to be starting in my brother's name, or utilizing his name, is going to be about. It's going to be about decreasing harm and ideally saving lives and helping people get over the loss of life. So hopefully that's something that resonates with you. Hopefully, you still want to stick around to the channel. We're still going to be getting outside. We're still going to be doing cool hikes. There's just going to be a little bit more of a heavier focus because, again, my purpose now moving forward for the rest of my life is going to be to help people that are looking to harm themselves or to help those who have lost somebody who did complete suicide. Because that's the only way that I can think of that honors my brother Matthew. So again, I'm kind of rambling. It's like a bittersweet feeling right now. I feel really, really good that I accomplished this very difficult thing. I really miss my brother. I wish I could talk to him about it.